How worried are you?
On a scale of 1 to 10?
Yeah.
I'm at a 5, 6.
That's not bad.
That worried. After
That's not
Monday, it
horrible.
was about 8, but I calmed down. I had to take the day off yesterday. It's like sports therapy.
I need your
opinion.
opinion on this, CP.
Yeah.
Because Evan has declared this.
Yeah.
This is just like, who was the guy that you thought was going to be a Yankee? Now I'm forgetting his name.
Nolan Arenado.
Nolan Arenado.
I got that
Evan's
wrong.
brain told us Yankee fans that Nolan Arenado was going to be a Yankee.
Got it
He
wrong.
was dead ass wrong.
I also told all Knick fans Mikael Bridges wouldn't be a Knick.
He was dead ass wrong.
Okay, I get some wrong.
And he said this yesterday. Evan's brain said this. Not Evan, but Evan's brain said this.
Yes.
Knicks lose to the Nets. Mike Brown's done.
That would be the bottom of all bottoms.
You buy it?
I don't buy it, but it'd be
that
bad optics. It'd be bad optics, man. You can't lose to the
The butt
Swamp
makes
Dragons.
me worried if you're a Knick, if you're a Knick
You
fan.
can't lose to the Swamp Dragons. But look, things are bad, man. 9 out of the last 11. I was at that game on MLK Day, and from the opening tip, they're just going through the motions. It was embarrassing.
Yeah.
They got by
Why
30
is that
in
all
this
of a
game.
sudden? Because they played with so much urgency
Yeah.
pre-cup, whatever
Yeah,
it's called,
yeah.
in-season thing, whatever it is. And so it changed probably like a week later. We discerned yesterday. What happened?
Yeah. I think, it's a lot of things. Number one, the defensive woes is been catastrophic. They're one of the worst defenses since the Cup. You look at the top 5 worst defenses since the Cup, it's like all lottery teams and it's the Knicks. That's not good. Their transition defense, even worse. You got guys coming in and out of the lineup. And so once they get down and you see the threes from the Max Christies of the world start to drop, they just lose all their confidence. Their energy was sapped from the opening tip. It was embarrassing, man.
It's why I lean towards, I never would have thought this until the Dallas game. And then also thinking back to some of the things Brown has said about Cat, like the issues are deeper than just schematics. Like, is there an issue between Karl-Anthony Towns and Mike Brown? Because it kind of feels that way with the amount of times Mike has called him out. And then even the comments after the Golden State game, which I'm still having a tough time wrapping my head around. He doesn't feel like he respects or likes Karl-Anthony Towns.
And that's the problem. And in that same Golden State game, he's giving Draymond Green a bear hug like you hadn't seen him in years. You played in the same division as these guys. It was embarrassing because you're not coming to the aid. You're not getting your star players back. And then you're calling him out in the media. But with Towns, there's so much there. He's looking at one of his worst seasons of his career statistically.
Right.
Since his rookie season, the efficiency at the rim, way off. The three-point efficiency, way off. I think the offense, he's struggling since he came out with that comment after training camp, like, I don't know my role. And everybody was trying to decipher what he meant. Is he serious? Is he just, being coy with the media? And now we're seeing, as this thing is dragging on, there's some serious friction, rather.
So how do you
between
fix that?
those two guys.
Is that fixable?
Well, I think the other thing, it also, is it fixable? But I think you said it. Transition D.
Yeah.
Cat goes to the rim and he tries to get there hard. He's like, oh, I'm getting there. And he's on the ground.
Yeah.
And he just kind of like, all right, I'll get back on D. And that's got to be frustrating as a teammate. You're playing 4-on-5.
Yeah.
Because he's taking his good-ass time getting back down the court.
Sometimes the bad offense makes it worse on defense.
Right.
Because once he's hitting the deck, it's already 5-on-4.
Is that fixable? Like, how do you implore him to be more urgent?
For one, he's got to they have to put him in a better position to score. And I'm looking at the point guard. I'm looking at the point guard. This is now your second Robin, where the two of them, it seems like when the two of them have good games, it's in spite of each other.
Yeah.
They don't play with any type of chemistry.
Yeah.
You see Jokic and Murray, the two-man game, they're prolific. Brunson and Towns, it's my turn, it's your turn. And so when he's got to put the ball on the floor from the top of the key like he's, a wing,
right,
and then he's flying into the crowd, you're cooked. You're cooked. So they've got to get on the same page. Mike Brown has to figure out with that offensive scheme, how do we get these two guys in actions where you're getting Towns easier looks, especially in like a pick and roll, pick and pop
Right. To stick on Mike Brown then, so we know what he wants to do offensively, right? Spread it out, tap someone, attack the rim, take 3-pointers. But does that need to change? And if it doesn't, because does he know any other way?
Well, it's been said that he's made tweaks to the offense since the NBA Cup, and I don't know if that's in a way to give them better floor balance, especially defensively and in transition. I'm not sure what the impetus was behind him changing things. They were 23-9. They won the Cup. But clearly, these guys are not locked in. They have not bought into whatever changes have been made. So he has to get his two guys in that room and say, hey, what do we need to do to make sure that you guys are the best version of yourself?
Is the the aspect of Brown not respecting him, which it feels like he doesn't, can that be fixed though? Or is this going to be one of those, one of them has to be off the island, whether it's trading Cat or dare I say, and I agree it would be embarrassing, firing a head coach. It's Don Nelson all over again. That's the sense I've gotten.
They can't do
I know
that,
they can't, but
do that.
Can this work though? The Cat-Mike Brown relationship.
They got to give it time. They're about halfway through. There's time. You have the All-Star break. I actually hope that Karl-Anthony Towns doesn't make the All-Star game. Go home, regroup, reset. Mike Brown, same way. Hey, maybe that's the time for them to get together. Go on a retreat or something, an offsite,
right.
And get on the same page. But for Mike Brown, especially that Golden State snafu, that's lessons learned. You can't do that as a coach of the New York Knicks. You just can't do that. You have to have the back of your players. It's all for one.
Yeah, and you, Evan said this the other day. I didn't notice it, but James Dolan just got up and left, right? And that
during the Dallas game. Stephon Bondi report. I wasn't staring at James Dolan, but he reported that he left and didn't come back for the second half, which is a rare Dolan.
So that could be telling. Yeah. And if Mike Brown is on the hot seat, I don't believe it, but Evan's brain is telling us that that's the case. What would they do? Who would be the guy? Who would
Who's the Jeff Van Gundy?
Your Jeff Van Gundy's Rick Brunson, which would be an absolute disaster. But look, I thought Dolan staying in his suite probably at halftime was a message to the bench. He sits right by the bench. I was sitting right across from Leon Rose, Houston, all those guys, and they looked like they were at a funeral. I took that picture. I put it up on Twitter. So I think the owner sent the message here, like, listen, we're playing below standard. The effort that night against a Dallas team, 12th in the West, 7 guys
all
down,
beat up,
all beat up.
Right.
It was you can't have that. It was embarrassing.
That's where, because I gotta be honest with you, and it's probably because I'm not a Knicks fan. I'm able to just sit back and watch. And I've been thinking this entire year, you're getting to the finals. Like no one scares me unless Jason Tatum truly is going to come back.
Could that be the problem though?
That they feel that way?
Well, that everybody felt that way.
Well, they're playing that way because the effort in the Dallas game, and there's been effort questions for a while now, but the Dallas game was just so embarrassing that's what brought the concern level to me of, well, is there something broken? Is it more than just a team going through the motions in the middle of a long regular season who thinks they're great? It could just be they don't like each other. They're not listening to the coach. They played like a team that quit on the head coach. They did. I don't know if they all did, but it looks that way.
Yeah, they did. And it was bad optics. But look, from my digging, you speak to the former players, you speak to people close to the team. Yes, they do factor in it's the dog days, it's fatigue and things of that nature. However, there does seem to be a divide and a disconnect in that locker room. It's on the captain. He's the leader. He needs to fix it. It's got to be by
Did you notice that late last season?
It's unbelievable.
Jalen, did you notice that late last season that there was almost a, I don't know if it's Villanova versus the world or it's the Cat. Like it felt sort of, maybe not as obvious because they look, they got to the 6th game of the Eastern Conference Finals. Right. But did you feel like there was a slight divide even last year?
Not too much. The miscommunication, especially on defense and transition defense, that's been the same. That's carried over from this year. But it just seems like this year they're not all pulling in the same direction. And I mentioned the Brunson thing several times because, again, from my digging, there's an expectation from the captain to sacrifice a little bit more. We look at how they look statistically, 23-9, and, oh, man, everybody's eating. Everybody doesn't feel that way. And so he needs to find that balance. It's not easy, but he's got to find that balance of when to make his teammates better, to play make, and when to go in as who he is as Jalen Brunson and being an automatic bucket. But on the other side, when the opposing team is going right at you defensively, and as soon as you put them in a scramble, it's Max Christie, 6 3-pointers. They've done that 6 times this year. 6 times where they've given up 6 or more 3-pointers since that NBA Cup win to one person. It's not a good look.
Now, one of the things that I think buoyed this team, right around the Cup time, a little bit after, was the Tyler Koleks, the Diawaras, those guys. Yeah. What happened to them?
Yeah, they're planted to the bench.
Right? But my answer is why? Because they're losing, and it's kind of like, all right, now we got to go with our guy.
Kolek also looks like crap when he's played too.
But lately,
what happened?
This is why when the fans would always go at me, they nicknamed me Tibbs Fan TV, right? Because they always said I used to carry water for the coach, but no, I always gave the coach the respect and the credit to know who his personnel is. And Tibbs understood, hey, I'm here to win games. And if my second round picks are not performing to their level, if I don't feel like they're ready, he's not going to put them in. So what you're seeing here now is that, especially when the Knicks are going up against elite defenses and Tyler Kolek is getting chewed out by the Jordan Goodwins of the world, Mike Brown's like, oh, I can't trust this guy in a big spot. So he's dialing it back. No minutes for Kolek in that MLK game until garbage time. Diawara went from starting here and there to being completely out. McCullough, same way. But with the playmaking void that this team has, of those young players, they can't go away from Kolek. Because when you see when he's running with Karl-Anthony Towns with that second unit, they're running pick and roll. He's getting Towns easy looks. So defensive deficiencies aside, you're going to have to live with that because you need his playmaking skill set in that rotation.
Give the Knicks fan a reason to be optimistic.
Yeah.
What's the reason to be optimistic?
Dog days, man. Give them the All-Star break. Let them regroup. Get on the same page. It's adversity. You've been through it.
Of course.
You've seen it.
It happens.
It's not always going to be roses and rainbows, right? I like the adversity for this team. Because look, too many people put they're in the finals, they're in the finals. No, go through some adversity.
There was a 3-4 game stretch where Sam Darnold looked like he's turned into a pumpkin, right? It felt like that.
You need adversity.
Right, and now they're in the AFC or NFC Championship game. So you could be right, but it's hard to trust that.
Look, we've seen it. 23-9, they raised the cup. They've been a good team. They know how to be a good team and to win. They have Jalen Brunson. You have your 2 All-Stars. You have your 2 wing defenders. Josh Hart, your glue guy, your everything guy. Mitchell Robinson, his offensive rebounding prowess. Like, they know how to win games. They have to get out of this rut together. So they had the players-only meeting after Monday night's loss. We'll see what happens.
What happened in those? What happens in that?
I mean, Jalen.
Have you had him? Have you had him?
You had the hot box.
Yeah, we did, but we also had Jesse Armstead, who would just MF us to death. I got mine. I don't know y'all, but I got mine.
I don't think Jalen did that.
But and it was awesome because we were like, you know what, he's right.
Yeah.
Do they have that guy?
Yeah. You know what? It's funny. I was asked that question just last night. Like, who do you think was speaking in that meeting? And obviously, Jalen as a captain, he's going to speak. I'm sure Josh did not hold back. Maybe it's Jordan Clarkson being a veteran guy. But other than that,
they don't.
Do they need to move? Do they need to make a move to get that kind of guy?
They did that last year with PJ Tucker.
Right.
They did
and he didn't play a ton, but he was there.
That was the purpose of PJ Tucker. He wasn't going to play. He was that leader in the locker room and on the bench.
Right, which is kind of alarming.
Yeah.
Which is kind of alarming.
Yeah.
They should be able to do it with the guys that they have. The move that they need to make is pack Yabusele's bag and somebody else and try to get somebody who can actually help that rotation. Not just a mouthpiece in the locker room, but a guy who can actually perform on the court.
Now, that's the likely. We're talking to CP, the franchise, about the Knicks. They're going to play the Nets tonight, and God forbid you lose this game. I don't know what the hell's going to happen.
Evan is now officially going.
Yes. I was always going, but my wife was concerned about my travel because of my back. And I laid down the law. I said, honey, I need this game.
Are you sitting with the Brooklyn Brigade tonight? Or
I don't even think the Brooklyn Brigade
are they showing up? Oh, they're loving it, man. All the accounts, they're retweeting us. They love the doom and gloom with McCall Bridges.
Yeah, right? Well, you know why I don't do that? I'm actually not enjoying this because I was on with, oh my God, I want to be fair, Knicks Film School.
Okay.
And they asked me last night, like, oh, you're laughing at the Knicks? Yeah. And I said, I can't laugh at the Knicks because you guys can still figure this out.
That's right.
Like, it would be a premature laughing for me to do that. Like, it would be stupid. Forget about being douchey. I don't mind being douchey. Yeah. It'd be stupid. And I still respect what you have on your roster and still kind of believe deep down you'll figure it out. Yeah. So to laugh this quickly would be dumb. I personally think that you guys always get right against the Nets. Yeah. And so
it's a get right.
I expect we're going to lose tonight. Yeah. But you said at the beginning of our discussion, on a scale from 1 to 10, you're at a 5 when it comes to worry. Yeah. I respect that. Yeah. If somehow you lost tonight, what would that number be as you're doing Knick Fan TV tonight? Would it be 9, 7?
Nothing changes to the playoffs.
Really?
Nothing changes to the playoffs. Anything's possible, man. Anything happened. We saw it last year. And not to lean on last year's success, you just never know.
Now let me ask you this way, because what I love about what you do is you talk to a lot of Knicks fans.
Yes.
That Ari in Manhattan guy, one of my favorites, basically said their future is screwed.
Yeah.
I got so happy when I heard that clip. I listened to it 5 times in a row.
That was the clip that was retweeted by the Brooklyn Brigade.
Because of the draft picks?
Yes.
Of course.
If you're screwed, I'm happy.
Yeah.
What do most Knicks fans feel like right now? Are they as calm as you, or is there a panic of we have to do something big to fix this?
Well, I'll tell you what, we were on for 3 hours on MLK Day.
Wow. Yeah.
All right, so that'll tell you how they
Putting
feel.
in work.
It's the doom and gloom. It's, we need help. We need somebody to save us. But McCall and Cat, those guys have been in the crosshairs. Like McCall Bridges, for example. You can't have the effort that you had in Phoenix where Grayson Allen's making that extra hustle play for a 50-50 ball. Then you come back against the same Phoenix team and Jordan Goodwin's doing the same thing. The guy is allergic to the free throw line.
Yeah.
You can't do that.
You know why?
What is that with him? Because we talked about this the other day. he was taking 3 or so plus free throws a game. Now it's less than 1 a game.
He's a different player.
Why?
Player. You know, I can't call
it. Is that scheme? Is that also scheme?
That's on the player, man.
It's on him.
That's on the player. I think he's a guy, he likes to get into that mid-range. And look, when it's falling, nice, but your shots aren't always going to fall.
You know what I think it is?
Yeah.
I'm trying to be as fair as I can, because honestly, I don't dislike Mikal Bridges anymore. I'm over it. It is what it is. It was a business decision. We're all good.
Yeah, but it still informs you in some ways.
Well, it informed me because I watched him a lot. So I have, obviously, it's like, I've watched him a lot.
You know who he should be.
Yeah.
I think the amount of games he's played and the amount of minutes he's played and the streak that he has, dude, I think it wears on you. Like, I think that maintenance stays, as much as old school NBA fans hate it, there's a reason it exists. Yeah. And this guy, to his credit, plays all the time. And there's a lot of people in the audience who love it. Oh, it's old school. It's great. I wonder if he's like, dude, I've taken so much wear and tear. I don't want the contact, because he is allergic to contact. It's obvious to anyone who watches.
Right.
And so when you try to figure out the why, I do come back to the streak and the amount of minutes he's played.
Look, I personally, I can't fault the player for wanting to protect themselves, protect their body, and protect their longevity in this league, right? Some guys will put it on the line, some guys won't. But in this town, this is the town of Oakley, man. Like,
I get you.
You got to dig deep. And the guy on the other side of the court that was killing him, who I'd love for them to target at the trade deadline, Najee Marshall.
Yeah.
You look at his approach, he's going right to you. He's going right to the rack, straight to the free throw line, one of the best in the league at drawing contact. The Knicks don't have that guy. So when it's all feast or famine from 3 and there's nothing in between, plus they're below average defense, you get 30-point blowout.
Yeah, so I keep hearing this. No matter what we're talking about, a move needs to happen. Yeah. So what is that move going to be?
That, for me, that would be my number one target. We have to look realistic.
Right.
Like the Giannis thing is that's just newspaper headlines.
It's not realistic for you now.
It's not realistic.
No.
They're not going to trade Karl-Anthony Towns. It's still going to be a move on the margins. But I still think they need a guy like a Marshall who's gritty. He's a dog. He can get to the free throw line. You know, and other than that, is it a Batum? Is it a Andre Drummond from the 76ers? Anybody but Yabusele can help at this point.
I half agree with you from this standpoint. I think the Giannis thing is just, it's not realistic. And I think it's partially not realistic because he's not nuking it yet. He's not going crazy and demanding trades. Like he drops hints like, I don't know if I'll be on the team.
He's on the fence too much, which I'm like, I don't want to hear that.
I totally.
And you don't want a guy like that, right?
Yeah. Right. Well, you don't want a guy who's going to boo the crowd back, which he also did.
As long as he doesn't give the thumbs down. He'll be all right.
Or tell him to shut the bleep up like Julius Randle did.
Yeah.
So I think the Giannis thing is more for the offseason, just from I don't even know how you pull the trade off. Here's where I kind of disagree. And I'm just saying this again with surmising the Knicks. Mm-hmm. If they feel, and I'm talking about the front office, that this is really broken between the coach and Cat and the locker room, I kind of could see them trying to trade Cat. I don't love it because I think your return is going to be not good. He's got 1 extra year than Trae Young. He's older than Trae Young. He's different than Trae Young. I'd say he's better, but still, I think the return would be similar, and I don't think it makes you better. But I wonder if Leon and even Dolan would say to themselves, we have to do something major, and we don't want to fire the head coach because that's really embarrassing. So let's ship Cat off for pieces.
Yeah. I
could kind of see him doing it. Do Knicks fans want that right now?
I'm sure with Karl-Anthony Towns, they take anything at this point, but it wouldn't make any sense.
Yeah.
This is why I categorize that trade with Julius Randle for a question mark for a question mark. Because when they were in the same position with Julius Randle.
Absolutely.
Where it was like, if you're going to trade the guy, you have to make sure that you're getting better.
Right.
And the only move that they could have made to do that was trading for Karl-Anthony Towns, who was another question mark with the Minnesota Timberwolves. So it's the same thing. Like I read in Bondi's article, he suggested a Towns for Drew Holiday and Jeremy Grant. Yeah, you get tougher, you get more physical, you get better defensively for sure. But again, offensively, who are you going to if they shut down Brunson? Who's going to be the guy that's going to really get it out the mud for you? It's tricky.
That's the kind of deal it would be too. I don't know if it would exactly be that, but that's kind of what I would envision, which is just like, am I doing that?
It's not moving.
But it's almost just making a move to make a move.
To make a move.
Right, to do something to be different.
Right.
Whether that's to galvanize everybody or to make, not the fan, but just the aura feel different, that would be the reason to do it.
Yeah.
And if you're not getting better, what's the reason to actually do that? Because it doesn't really sound sustainable.
The only reason they would do it, if you believe it, is that it is so broken in that room that it would be addition by subtraction.
Right.
Yeah.
Which, yes, from a basketball standpoint, it doesn't feel like it would be. But if that room is so broken between players or the head coach, that would be the only way it would make sense. And it's not ideal because you're selling a talented player for 30 cents on the dollar.
Yeah, you can't be that short-sighted,
Right.
especially in the face of adversity. Yes, they've lost 9 out of their last 11, but they can turn it around. But again, that trio, Brunson, Brown, and Towns, the law firm, they got to get together and get on the same
What's the
page.
number for this game tonight for Net fans?
What do you mean the number? Like how many points were dogs
No.
by?
How much money it cost? How many Net fans are going to be there?
Oh, stop.
I'm being honest. I mean,
6?
seriously, percentage.
Here's what I know. So
I mean, you're going to be there, so
the first Nets-Knicks game at the Garden, it was on a Sunday night, and I took my youngest son, Spence, who's showing an interest in basketball. We literally saw one other freaking person with a Net shirt, and he was so excited. One. Not 7,
Yeah.
not 50, 1. So when you ask me, are there going to be Net fans there, unless the Brooklyn Brigade's buying up a bunch of tickets, I think it's going to be me and a 5-year-old. I mean, that's just the way the world is right now.
so the crowd should be on the right side.
Well, here's the problem with this. And you know this, man. If they get off to a bad start, and let's say the Knicks call the first time out, you always play that little game of who's going to call the first time out.
Who's pausing the game to get their team right?
If Mike Brown calls the first time out, the crowd's going to go as crazy as they went on Monday. Yeah.
Boo Birds are out immediately. They have to get out to it.
I mean, they were down by 30
quickly.
against the Mavericks.
Yeah, and
So you kind of need to.
Yeah.
no, I get
Even
it.
if it's like the wrong thing from the fan point, you almost need to.
Need to what? Not get off to a good start so they don't
slow-
boo your ass?
Right, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I get you.
Like whatever it takes.
Yeah.
We got to stop. All right, stop. Time out. Hold on. Come on, guys. Let's get this thing right. Go scream in the huddle, Jalen Brunson. But if that doesn't work, what's the pivot?
That's right.
There isn't one.
I'm such a bad guy, CP, that if the Nets get off to a quick start, doesn't mean they're going to win, but they get off to a quick start and Mike calls that first time out.
You're immediately emotionally insuring yourself.
No, well, yeah. I'm going to stand up and boo with the Knicks fans.
Oh.
I'm so toxic that I would, and I'd tell Spence, my little 5-year-old, let's boo. Let's join in with the Knicks fans.
Then you're going to get a cancellation email from James Dolan.
Yeah.
Evan Roberts,
The facial recognition is picking you up.
You can no longer attend these games.
Absolutely.
Please sell your season tickets, or we'll give you your money back.
Who, assuming they turn this around, who scares you the most in the East? Is it Detroit? Do you buy what they've accomplished so far?
Yes. Yeah. After that first game, you can definitely see it. They have the athleticism, their offensive rebounding, the improvements from Duren, from Stewart. They're tough. They haven't even had a full team for much of the season. They still have the wherewithal to make a big move at the trade deadline to really solidify themselves. Cade is playing at an MVP and an all-star level. They're tough, man.
Right.
And those are the type of teams that beat the Knicks up.
Right.
Athletic, speed, physicality.
I mean, they almost did it last year. It's amazing how close that series turned out to be.
Right.
Yeah.
We're still optimistic. This is a question that the Knicks are the team to beat in the East.
They got to earn it.
Re-earn it.
They've got to re-earn it.
Right.
They got to re-earn it. And they have the ability to do that. We've seen times when their effort on the defensive end is pretty good. And they get out in transition and they're able to get easy buckets. But Monday night's effort, that was just, like Josh Hart said, you got to be a professional.
What do you think Tom Thibodeau's thinking about right now?
Oh, boy. I said he's somewhere in Belize with that $30 million, watching film and saying, hey, can't play me right. Can't play me right.
I got a vacation on the Knicks.
That's right.
That's funny. CP, good luck tonight. Not really.
Yes.
But keep up the good work. I think you did a service, though, today, because I think that you called out the real issues, but I think your tone overall is a lot more positive than most Knicks fans. It's measured. That's the word. And I think it's needed because most Knicks fans are ready to jump. So I think you did a service.
I appreciate you guys, man. I appreciate the Hardball interview yesterday, man. You guys, Marash, great job.
Appreciate
I'm
it,
believing again. I told you the house is going to rise again.
It's hard not to listen to them.
Loved it.
Right.
I loved every minute of it.
Love football. You want to be here?
Yeah.
You got to love football.
Yeah.
Period.
They needed him.
And no doubt, changes everything. Thank you, CP.
Yes,
CP,
thank you.
the
You're the man.
franchise. You can check it out tonight after the Nets beat the Knicks and shock the world.